What did I do? Did I mess it up somehow? Maybe I did. All right. Hello. I need to do this and then lock it. There we go. Hello. Hi. Let me lock. Okay, this is off. Is it off slightly? It's off slightly. That is aggravating, actually. There we go. Lock that. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. We'll go with that. Hello. Hi. How are you guys? Early stream. It's not going to be too long of a stream. Maybe like 30 minutes or something. We'll see. I just thought I would take this opportunity a couple days before the manhunt to talk about past manhunts, basically. And a really well put together video by somebody that you can see right now on the screen. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait until the what's it called? The notification goes out, and then we will talk. But hello. But hello. I missed you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for always showing up to my streams and everything and supporting me. Lots of cool stuff coming. Lots of cool stuff coming. We got a manhunt coming out on the 4th, so that's in 2 days. It's the 4v1 grand finale. That's gonna be pretty cool. Got something big coming out on the 5th, and lots of stuff coming out from George and Sapnap and Ant and everything. I think Ant's actually uploading his first video on the 5th, probably, which will be another cool thing on the 5th. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. How's prison life? Prison life is great. Absolutely incredible. Waiting. Let me know once the notification went out, guys. You guys can tell me. You say it went out. They got internet in jail? Yeah, they do, actually. Thank you guys for the subs. Maybe you should save them. Save them for like George or Sapnap or Carl or something. Somebody who streams often. But if you'd like to, you can. Got a notification. Okay. It's been out for a while. It went out. Okay, I don't know how many viewers I have. How many viewers do I have? Can somebody tell me? My viewer count is glitched. I just want to make sure I have more than 8,000, which is what it says for me right now. That way I can talk. 87k. Okay, cool. Good enough. All right. So what I want to do is this stream. There's this video. It's called "Did Dream Script Minecraft Manhunt: In-Depth Analysis with Proof." And it's by Night-Trees. It only has 2,000 views, but I thought it was a really well put together video. I just wanted to talk about it because it's pretty cool. I don't know. I like a lot of the stuff he says is I guess suspicious, but when you know the context, it's not at all. And I think that's what's coolest about manhunts is like something cool will happen and you don't understand, or like the video is edited in a certain way and you don't understand why it was edited that way, and then when you hear why, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. Or when you hear what happened, you're like, oh, that totally makes sense. And I think that's something that's really cool about manhunts. Before I go over this video quickly, and by the way, guys, don't send hate to this video or anything. The guy sounds like a very reasonable guy. Sounds very cool. Please don't send hate. Don't support that. And I think it wasn't made in a hatey way at all. If you watch the video, well put together. He did a very good job. I could see this guy doing well on YouTube with documentaries or something. I don't know. But it's very well put together. So don't send hate or anything. But anyway, so I want to talk about some manhunt stuff just briefly, before we go into it. I'll put something on the screen. What can I put on the screen? Whatever, that'll be good. So basically with manhunt, just to explain. So the way it works with, the series, 'cause I tweeted about it, is that generally for the last two, we've done a series. So it's a best of 5 series. So basically it's kind of a team versus team. It's me versus the hunters, right? And so the 3v1 was me versus the 3 hunters, and the 4v1 is me versus the 4 hunters. And we do 5 matches, right? And whoever has more if you get, so basically best of 5. So if you get 3 wins, then you win. So in the 4 hunters, it went 2-2, and then I won the final one. So I won that series 3-2. So basically, it's first to 3, essentially. Now, if I had won the first 3, then I would have won 3-0. Obviously, why would we do it again if I've won 3 times in a row? It doesn't make sense. If I won 3 out of the first 4, same thing, it'd be 3-1 victory. And then, but it didn't happen. 2-2, I won 3-2 for the 3 hunters, right? And so now when you're talking about 4 hunters, it's the same thing. So that's why there's the rematch. So there's the normal one, and then there's the rematch to the normal one. There's the finale to the 3-part series, and then there's the finale rematch, and then if the same person has won 3 of the 4, then it's over. If they haven't, then it's the grand finale, which has happened both times. So it's 2-2 right now in the 4 hunter series, and the Manhunt that's coming out is the final of the series, and whoever wins that wins the series. And that's on the 4th. So that'll be really cool. And then also another thing, I've said this many times before, but I think this is just important to understanding when I'm going into this video, is that with Manhunt, off the beginning, if I die like right off the beginning, we just redo. Like if I die in the first like couple minutes, we just redo. And that's something I've said for a very long time, because it's pretty much pointless. We could have done a grace period. I need water. We could have done a grace period, but we chose not to because it's much more entertaining to see somebody run away. I'm gonna get water. 1 second. There we go. All right. So what I'm saying is basically if I die off the beginning, then we redo it because we don't want to have a grace period. The second thing is actually the hunters get paid an undisclosed amount if they kill me off the beginning. So the reason for that is essentially so that the competitiveness is still there, because I don't want them to like let me live off the beginning, because then the video's not entertaining. So there's not that intensity of, oh, he could die here, or oh, he's gonna, they're gonna kill him. Because if they weren't going to, then they would just let me live. Because if we have to redo it 10 times, if they kill me 10 times in a row off the beginning, then like why are they, why would they even kill me, right? They just let me live. So that's the incentive to make it so it's actually intense off the beginning. I think that's important to know. And the second thing, I guess the third thing, there's a couple of rules with Manhunt. So generally with Manhunt, we have, you can't like permanently break the portal, the nether portal on either side, unless you know for sure that the other person can like restore it, right? And we made that after one of the Manhunts with me versus George, where I broke the portal. And so that's basically like, if you know, hey, he has a diamond pickaxe, he can collect obsidian, whatever, then we probably let it go, fair game. But generally you can't. The next thing is that you can't create another portal in the nether. So you have to go back to the original portal in the nether. It's like, I can't just nether travel, because then I get extremely far away and they can't really find me in the nether, because it's really hard to find people in the nether because the nether's so spread out and there's lava and everything. So that's generally those are probably the most important rules. We adjust the rules as they go. And I think one of the rules we'll probably be adding is no instant damage potions. Maybe we won't, but that's just like, again, that was so OP. So generally, if something crazy happens that's like OP, then we just, we change the rules to make it so that you can't do it the next Manhunt. That way the Manhunts stay entertaining, and people can get better and better and try different strategies, because if you find an extremely OP strategy, then it's just gonna be every Manhunt, oh, we just go straight and get instant damage potions or whatever. So that's generally what it is. And then we have a general rule, which we've never really like enforced in any way whatsoever, but it's basically like, guys, don't do anything like extremely broken and overpowered. That's like an instant win. Like, if there's an instant win thing, then just neither of us would do it, because that would make every Manhunt pointless, because then why don't you do that every time? So that's kind of generally the rule set we follow. But that's for the Manhunt rules, I guess. Now, let's move on to specifically this. The reason I picked this video to watch and talk about is just because I feel like it goes over so much. Like it's so detailed. It goes over like basically everything that's possibly suspicious in any manhunt ever, right? And I think that's really cool. So by going through this, it's kind of just, this is instead, I mean, I could have just done it without this video, but I think this video was really well put together. So I can go through this video and just talk about everything under the sun, right? That's possibly suspicious about manhunts and get it all done in one stream. Like, and I thought I'd do it in a stream. By the way, any channel, anybody, feel free. You can use this. This content's yours. This content's anybody's. They want to post it, monetize it, whatever. I don't care. Feel free. Do what you want. But make sure that there is a disclaimer not to send hate to the original person in the description of that video if you do post it. Thank you. All right, here we go. So we'll start at the beginning. It's kind of long, so I'll probably be skipping through it, but I watched it already originally, and I started writing a comment, and then I was like, whatever, I'll just stream. It'll be better. But what I want to do is I'm going to go through it. I already watched, like I said, so I'm going to skip over it a little bit, but I'm making sure I hit every point. So here we go. Let's watch. Basically, this guy's saying he has some theories, but it's Manhunt scripted, blah blah. You know what it is.
This is number 2 on my notes.
So he just has notes about
Minecraft.
Oh wait, what was number 1?
Giving Dream 7 per. This is the first suspicious point in which I have found about the manhunt. In my notes, it is known as number 1, and it is from the video Minecraft Speedrunner versus 2 Hunters. You can see here, George kills Sapnap, just as it seems all over for Dream, giving Dream 7 pearls. This is never again seen in any other manhunt, and this kill happens to be the only reason Dream won this manhunt, which begs the question, why did George kill Sapnap in this specific manhunt, and not in any other?
So this one I think is pretty funny. I think most people who are fans of mine might know this, but George and Sapnap, like they go at each other. You can find so many streams online of like George being like, Dream, help me, and because Sapnap's just killing him. Like they just on the SMP everywhere, they literally just kill each other. Like they do that. That is literally like their thing that they do. They kill each other. Now after this, I will say they probably learned a little bit and realized, hey, in the manhunts we shouldn't do that. But I will say they have actually done it in future manhunts after this. I just cut it out. The reason I cut it out is because of the fact that I want the manhunts to maintain like serious, right? But if they set a bed, like there's been times where George and Saturn have set a bed and then literally just killed each other, like been like they're fighting and they're like yelling and you can hear them like fighting, right? And then the funny thing is in one of the manhunts they actually they actually were fighting for a long period of time. In the manhunt where I did the nether, trapped them on the nether roof, George and Sapnap were killing each other. We're killing each other on the nether roof. Like that happened in another manhunt. So it has happened. It's just that it happened in that point to like totally ruin them. Like if they hadn't done that, they would have lost, right? I mean, they would have won, but he did do it. He made the mistake. I got the pearls and I pearled away. But you know, they have before killed each other in manhunts. They have since then killed each other in manhunts, and they always do in all their streams kill each other. And I will say that like Bad Boy Halo and Antfrost, they stop them. They try and stop them from killing each other. So ever since there's been more hunters than just them. I think that's why it happened in the 2 hunters, because they kill each other, right? But in the future hunters, like Bad will just tell them to stop and stuff. So that explains that.
This is number 2 on my notes, and it is from the video Minecraft Speedrunner versus 3 Hunters. The most notable point about this video is that Dream managed to sneak up on the hunters on 3 separate occasions, despite them having a compass pointing to him at all times. This makes it seem as if they didn't have one at all. Now take a look at this. You can hear that Bad is specifically searching for Dream, and you can...
So, I mean, he says you can hear Bad is specifically searching for Dream, but he's literally walking. He has no hunger. He can't even sprint. And he's walking towards a cow. He's like, you can hear that he's specifically searching for Dream. Like, no, he's looking for food because he's going to die if he doesn't get food right now. I get his point. He's saying that the compass should turn, and then he would see that the compass turned. But I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I've very rarely been a hunter. And when I do, I click the compass. But I'm pretty sure that when you click the compass, you have to click it to update it. So that's the first thing. And the second thing, and even if you don't, this point applies as well. You can just not look at the compass. Like a lot of times you can just get distracted. Like Bad has no reason to believe that I'm hiding behind a tree about to jump him when he sees a cow and runs towards the cow. And that was like so quick. Like you can see it's in the period of like, I don't even know how quick. Like it's like,
This makes it seem as if they didn't have one.
it's very quick.
Like, take a look at this.
1 Mississippi. Oh, 2 Mississippi. It's
that
like 2
Bad
seconds. Like it's like literally not even a second where I'm hiding, and then I'm already like on him. Like maybe it was 3 seconds between when I was behind the tree and then ran out and attacked him. Like I don't know. I think that one's kind of a moot point, just because I think it's you can just. And he makes this point about the compass a lot throughout the video, saying like, oh, if they saw the compass, they'd know this. So I guess a couple things to clarify with the compass. One, the Nether, we don't actually use the compass. So in the Nether, we have a little thing above the hotbar that points to where I am. Because in the Nether, you can't actually use the compass because the compass like swirls and stuff. So it's not actually a compass. So they say compass when they're in the Nether, but they're just referring to the compass that's above their hotbar that shows them where I am. But again, with the compass, it doesn't show Y. It doesn't show like the Y-axis. So it only shows points. So if I'm below them or above them, they have no idea. And so a lot of times he even says like when they're underground, like, oh, they're running around underground, they don't know that he's in the wall right there. Well, yeah, because I'm just in a wall. Like they're not going to just randomly mine through the wall. I could be anywhere. I could be in a tower. I could be at bedrock. I could be literally anywhere at all throughout the world. So they don't want to waste their time and mine around. And one thing he talks about later, which I'll just skip over later, is in the Nether, when I made the Nether maze, they're like walking through the Nether maze. And he's like, well, why don't they just mine through the wall and follow their compass? Because again, they're assuming I'm probably in this Nether maze and they want to explore it. And so they're walking around, checking all the different areas, going to the end of the maze and et cetera, to try and figure out where I am. And they're not mining through the wall because they could mine, like if I just dug down 5 blocks, they could mine straight for, like they could dig a whole chunk error and they probably wouldn't find me, even using their compass. Because in Nether, you just have a netherrack. I mine 2 blocks away and place netherrack and then I'm gone. So the nether maze part, that's definitely like the compass wouldn't be helpful there because they're just looking around. They're hoping that I'm in the maze. But he makes the point a lot that I sneak up on them even though they have a compass. And the reason for that is that I'm very careful about when I sneak up on people. So in this case, I'm pretty sure I saw the cows. I wanted to kill the cows, but I knew that Bad was near me. So I didn't kill the cows. I hid, waited for Bad to come, and then jumped him because I needed the food. Like you can see, I have 4 hunger bars and 2 hearts. Like I needed the food, and I only have 4 raw pork chops, and I wanted to cook it as well. But again, I don't really remember. This was a long time ago, so I don't remember if that was exactly my mindset. But that makes sense. That's kind of what I would think right now if I was thinking that. But I usually take opportune moments to jump them to attack them and surprise them. I take like opportune moments. So I do it in times when I know they won't know that I'm coming, or they really wouldn't expect it. Because why would Bad expect that I'm going to come back towards them and kill him, right? Like he would expect I just keep running away and get further and further away from them. But if I come back and attack him, he'd have no idea. So that's why a lot of times I do that.
Searching for Dream, and as you see here, Dream gave enough time for the hunters to collect full iron again after Sapnap was the only one who had armor left after this fight.
So this is another thing he mentions quite a few times. But one thing he doesn't understand is that we don't see their point of view, so we don't know how they collect iron. One thing I will say is that if you ask them, a lot of times they have extra iron. Like they leave extra iron at spawn in a chest, and they leave extra iron near their bed in a chest. And that happens, I don't know, that happens really frequently. It happens all the time. They've mentioned it in videos before. A lot of times I'll just cut it out, but they do mention it, and they've talked about it on streams and stuff, I'm sure, before. But they get extra iron. So like they'll mine, they have 4 people or 3 people. They get a lot of iron, and they just have extra iron. They throw it in a chest knowing that I'm probably going to kill them. Or even if I kill one of them, then they'll have extra iron. And they'll be able to, respawn, grab the extra iron, throw it together, and then come back and fight me. So they mention that a lot. He mentions that how'd they get the iron so quickly? Well, it's because they had extra iron. And also Sapnap, I think, had some of their stuff, like some of their extra stuff. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he might have. But either way, they have extra iron. So
you see this, all the other hunters had been killed, and only Sapnap had armor left. Yet Dream had gave the hunters enough time to collect full iron armor for all of them yet again, to then again fight against them. Now the next point is at 28.
Oh yeah, also in this part, they're pretending they're mining iron because they think the reason they had time is they're you can go back. That's the part where Bad was singing like the "We're mining iron" or whatever he's saying. It was some like dumb mining iron song because he was trying to trick me that they were mining iron because they just died. So but really they had iron and they snuck up on me. So that was why they sung that "We're mining iron" song to try and trick me. So and it was like some whatever. It wasn't mining away. It was like actually like a custom song that they did. But yeah, that they if you go back and watch that Manhunt, they sang that song. Oh yeah, we're looking for some iron. We're looking for some iron. Like that's what Bad was singing. It's because he knew that I was thinking they'd be mining because I just killed them, but they weren't because they had extra iron. So that's what happened.
8 minutes, 34 seconds in. You'll see that Dream doesn't burn any of the stuff, giving away for the hunter to yet get it again.
Yes, I didn't burn the stuff that's in the water. I technically could have. Like, I could have placed blocks and stuff like below it and tried to block off the whole waterway and got it up so I can burn it. Or I guess, do I have lava? I don't even know if I don't think I have lava. Maybe I did. Maybe it'd be a little easier to throw lava in there and burn it. But I wasn't. I think I just wasn't thinking about that. And I was also, items despawn fairly quickly. And you can always go back and sorry, this is like at a random place in the world. So I'm just probably expecting they're not going to find their stuff. It's super far. It's going to despawn before they find it. And also it's in the water, dude. Like, am I going on my way to burn this stuff? Like, probably not. And also it's like, one set that doesn't even have boots. Like, it's like a water bucket, 2 diorite and some iron. Like, that's basically it.
Again. See, the stuff is here. Dream could have easily sorted through his inventory and threw the stuff in the land and burnt it. Yet despite that, Dream just chose.
Oh, okay, he gives me a solution. I should have watched that part. He gave me a solution, but still, I mean, I was just trying to be quick and getting out of there, and I wasn't thinking about it. That's just a mistake. I should have burned it, but I just made a mistake.
To burn any of the stuff here, giving the hunters a very easy way to come back, get their stuff, and continue chasing it.
Well, it's not easy. I mean, they don't have. It's not like they have their coordinates up and screenshot right before they die or something. Like, they probably don't know the location. They probably know the general area. They might be able to get back there in 5 minutes. They just died. Oh, and there's boots. So I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy. But either way, I should have burnt it.
This is number 3 of my notes. Dream at all times. This makes me question whether or not they actually have a compass.
You hear George scream there. Well, again, they're not constant. Like, he's cooking iron. He's cooking food. Like, he's not constantly looking at his compass, staring at it, and going, where is Dream? Is he going to sneak up on me? And also, one thing he doesn't even mention is that I come from the same way the compass was pointing. Like, look how I'm coming from this direction. So even if he was staring at the compass, it would be pointing the exact same way. I'm just running in a straight line towards him from the same direction. Like, even there, the compass just wouldn't, even if he was staring at the compass, which I guarantee he wasn't, I mean, it would still surprise him because I just came from the exact direction the compass was. Like, it wouldn't move at all.
Acts like he doesn't have a compass telling him that Dream was about to approach him, and runs like he's actually scared.
And I know some of these from him might seem nitpicky, but he was just going over like every possible suspicious thing in every Manhunt ever. So I wouldn't fault him for that and say, oh, it's nitpicky. This is so dumb, whatever. He's just trying to go over literally everything, which is perfect because that's what I want to do. I want to go over everything. It's pretty good.
But he should know the position of Dream at all. Did you hear that? He said, we can't hit him though. Just listen. Did you hear that? He said, we can't hit him though. Now you would assume here that he's just saying he can't reach him, but seeing how close they were before Dream entered the water, and seeing how many times Dream had met.
So I want to give chat a chance to guess why he said we can't hit him though. So he thinks that he said he can't hit him though because I'm too far away. What do you guys think? Why can't he hit me? Why did he say I can't hit him though? I see some answers. Boat. That's right. When you're in a moving boat, you literally can't hit. Like, you can't hit somebody. The Minecraft mechanics don't work. So when he said, I can't hit him though, he's in a boat. Him and Bad are both in a boat, and you can't hit in a moving boat. So when he said I can't hit him, he literally means he can't hit him. So congrats, chat. You're very smart.
Messed up in the water, and the fact that Dream stopped to eat, it begs the question, why didn't he just hit him once? Which has given me the assumption that the hunters, they have a client which tell him how much health Dream is on. So here Sapnap knows that Dream is really low and he can see this, so he tells the other hunters, we can't hit him though. That's just a Okay, see how George Not Found mentions for strength 2 it does +6 damage, yes?
This point's kind of dumb, but he basically says,
Now,
we'll
just
watch
wait.
it.
Here we see a cut. We see a cut there, and then we see George Not Found mentioning the exact same line again. Exactly. And
So this is actually a funny story. So at this point, I don't know how much I included in the video. Maybe you guys will remember this. But at this point in the video, they're talking about beating me to death with strength 2 sticks. Like, I'm actually not sure I included it. I think I might have. But they were like, George and Bat are having a conversation. How much damage would we do if we had sticks that had strength 2? Because they were gonna beat me to death with like sticks. Well, they were joking about doing it. I don't think they were actually going to. But that's what they were joking about. I'm not sure I included it. I think I might have. But the reason he repeats himself is because they're having a conversation. Like, Bad's asking questions and George is going back and forth. I don't know why there's a cut there. It probably just has to do with the pacing. I do a lot of weird cuts with pacing. And I mean, like literally, you can watch the video. I was killing Enderman for so long. Why would I just spawn in a pearl in a chest instead of just kill one extra Enderman? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But regardless, the reason he repeated himself is because they're having a conversation. Like, Bad's like, well, what if we have strength 2? What if we did sticks? What if we did like a hoe? Like, they're talking about different things that they could beat me to death with like a stick or something weird with strength 2. So that's why he repeats himself. But
And now looking at me in the second stronghold. Announce to the hunters, Pearl. I don't know about that, but that seems pretty sus to me. Now skip to 4:30. Here we see Dream announce to the hunters that he found the second stronghold.
So I'll give Chad a chance again. Why do you think that I said that? Why was it okay for me to say that? Does anyone know in chat? Is there a... Give you a hint. I see a couple people. There's a couple people getting it right. Okay, I'll say. So basically, the portal was already lit. So when you light the portal, it makes a sound, right? It goes like, boom, like a giant sound that everyone hears, right? So I had already lit it. They knew I was at a second stronghold. They just didn't know how I was at a second stronghold. They literally already knew that. Like, they knew I had lit a portal, and they knew it wasn't the portal they were at. So they knew that that I was at a second stronghold. So the reason I said it is just for the video. Like, I'm at the second stronghold. Like, this is for the video, so that way people know, like, oh, that's what he did. He went to the second stronghold. But they already knew, so it didn't give away like anything at all, right? So I mean, I wasn't giving away anything. They already knew, and I was gonna get the achievement when I went through anyway. But
Despite being very excited, I don't get the reason on why Dream would do this if he was actually doing this legitimately. This not only gives the hunter a realization that...
I mean, some stuff like that is literally just for the video. Like, the reason I said that was for the video, but the reason I said it was because I knew it didn't cost me anything. Like, I already lit the portal. They already knew. They were already on their way. They already realized that I lit a second portal. Why would I not say that? That way people understand the video more. Like, that's why.
That they need to leave right now, but also gives them the notice that, oh yes, he is at the second stronghold. He could have waited till he got into the end and then mentioned, oh yeah, I was at the second stronghold. But I don't see why he mentioned it here, and then also gave the hunters 1 minute of extra time.
So this was probably dumb of me, but my mindset here when I give extra time, which was really just me clearing my inventory and stuff, was that they are, like, I ran the path. It was extremely far. It was like 4,000 blocks or something. And I'm thinking, I can kill the dragon in like I can, like, my best time killing dragon is probably like 2.5 minutes or something. Like, I didn't have the beds and stuff, so probably maybe 5-6 minutes I can kill the dragon. Maybe it takes 10 if it's like super long. But I was thinking there's like no way they get here. But what I didn't take into account is that they had speed pots and stuff. So I could have, that was just a mistake on my part, but it's only an extra minute and they got there with more than a minute left in the dragon. So I feel like it didn't end up mattering, but it could have. So that was just a mistake on my part. I should have rushed in, but I still had to clear my inventory either way, but I should have gone in that way. The dragon had more time to like perch and stuff. So that was just a mistake.
As he took all. This is number 4 in my notes, and it is from Minecraft Speedrunner vs 3 Hunters finale. Yet again, Dream managed to sneak up on the hunters, despite the hunters having a compass pointing to him. It makes me question whether or not the compass is broken at this point. See, look here. He manages to sneak up on Bad Boy Halo and Sapnap while they have a compass. The compass should be telling them that Dream is this way, yet they seem to be heading this way.
Well, the whole time when they're tracking, the compass is pointing this way. They see the ocean ahead. They make a boat. They run forward to go click on the boat. They're assuming that I'm not hiding. Again, it's just all about what are they going to assume. Are they going to assume maybe he's hiding behind that hill? Let's just pay attention super closely to our compass and see if it turns right here. Like, no, they're not. But when they are, you notice they do that in the videos. Like, if they know, hey, he's right around here, they do that. They do say, or they'll be like, oh, it just turned. He's right above us or right below us. Like, they do that. They pay attention to it when they need to. But in this case, they'll just assume, he's probably not right here, and they're not going to pay attention at 100% of the time. Like, sometimes they'll just not pay attention to the compass 100% of the time. And again, I think they have to click it. And the reason I think that is because there's a glitch in 1.16 where if multiple people are clicking the compass at once and it's updating, it glitches out and doesn't track right. So I know that because we had that problem. So now they know that, and they don't track it. They have one person that tracks usually, because of the fact that if they all click at once, it glitches. I don't know why that happens. Maybe someone could tell me why. It's a Minecraft glitch, but that does happen. So I know they have to click in order to update the compass. So,
which really makes me question shield now. It is almost
now this one actually this is like the most suspicious one in the whole thing. But I'll explain.
It is almost broken, and he is on half a heart. Yes. Now look at that. Just a few seconds later, we see a cut. So he is on half a heart.
So I want to point out something here with the cut. Just pay attention to my blocks. I have 34, right? 34 blocks.
He mines a block. There's lava here. I
have 37 blocks.
Which could very much easily kill him if he's lit on fire.
34.
And then suddenly...
58. Okay? So the cut is a long cut. Okay, so that's the first thing to point out. The cut is a pretty long cut. I'm mining. I'm trying to get into the portal. The portal's through the lava. It's a long cut. So it's not like a 0.25 seconds cut or something. It's a long cut. It's a little bit later.
There's a cut. And now his shield is fully repaired. And if we...
So it's not fully repaired, first of all. It's like partially repaired.
Jump to 1621. We can see his inventory. In which we'll see that Dream only had 6 iron ingots. Yes, no extra shield. Remember this is very important. Dream has 6 iron ingots, no extra shield. Now we jump to 2444, and we'll see that Dream here has an extra shield, 6 iron ingots, and a fully repaired, and almost half repaired shield. This makes me question what happened, because he couldn't have...
Which one is it? Finale.
Goodness. Come on, George. You got this. What are you doing? Push him! Oh my god.
Please die! Oh my...
Come on!
Have crafted another shield. He's ironing, which makes whether or not Dream had prolonged the manhunt just so the hunters could get fully enchanted armor. Because note at this point, before in the video, the hunters didn't, despite... Now this makes me question that whether or not Dream had prolonged the manhunt just so the hunters could get fully enchanted armor. Because note at this point, before in the video, the hunters didn't have enchanted armor. Their armor was just normal iron armor, just like Dream's, and they had all died.
They had all died. Pay attention to that. He says they had all died, right? Let's see. Did they all die?
Look.
Go catch it. Come on.
My
Right
God.
here. Oh my God.
Wait, son up. You changed.
Okay.
Are you all still in this? Do you know who's who?
Yeah.
Where'd
he go?
So Bad died.
Okay, it's okay. Just look for
Wait.
Wait,
What?
son up. No,
Oh my-
get out.
oh my
Is that
God.
him? Oh my God.
George died.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Stop nap.
Yes.
What? Dream.
Where did Sapnap
Why? George, this way.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
Turn around. Goodness.
I don't understand how you got above me. I thought I was digging down to you. and then someone fell in my hole. And I thought it was.
Sapnap didn't die. So that's the first thing that's wrong about that. Sapnap didn't die. So Sapnap had full iron, and Sapnap was able to retrieve some of Bad's stuff. So Bad had full iron. Sapnap had full iron. So the only person who didn't have full iron was George.
Regen up.
Ice bucket challenge? What?
George, come here.
Oh,
Okay.
that's smart.
So he was able to collect obsidian right then and make an enchantment table. So they already all George didn't have full iron, but I don't know how he got it. But I'm assuming they had extra iron. Maybe they had a little bit extra. But I don't know how he got full iron. But either way, even getting him full iron wouldn't be that hard, that quickly. And again, I'm traveling a lot, and I don't know if you guys see here, but I mined a lot of wood because I was planning on trading for pearls. So I mined so much wood. So this time period that's literally like 2 minutes in the video is literally like probably 5-10 minutes or something in real time. I don't know how long it was, but I was trying to get enough wood to do trades, and you need a lot of wood. You need like 6 stacks or something of wood. So basically they enchanted, and he's saying here that like how'd they get full enchanted armor when they had just died? Well, Sapnap didn't die. Sapnap had bad stuff. George did die and didn't get his stuff. But George probably got full iron, or they may have had extra iron for him. And then enchanting Prot 1, it takes 1 level each. 1 level. So you kill like a couple mobs and you get one level. Like, and all you need is 4 levels each to do it. And Sapnap, again, didn't die. And if you listen closely in the video, Sapnap enchants for them. I'm pretty sure, for Bad at least. I'm watching again. This happened a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure he enchants for them.
You get that while we were down in the cave?
He enchanted.
What?
Oh,
Nice. Ooh, kill the mobs, get XP. How much do you have? Do we need more? Here, I think that's good.
So George made the achievement enchanter, but so Bad says, how much do you have? Do we need more? I'm pretty sure, maybe I didn't put it in the video, but I'm pretty sure Sapnap enchanted some stuff for them, but I'm not 100% sure.
Uh-oh, incoming.
I got extra levels. No, don't pick it up. Don't pick it up. I just killed some mobs.
Wait, hold on, where is he?
wait, what?
Okay, yeah, so they've been running. But yeah, so basically they enchanted for each other. They shared XP. They didn't all have to get XP, but I don't know exactly how it happened. But regardless, it's not that long to get level 1 enchantments on all your armor and your sword. It takes nothing. Like,
Which makes me question, how did they get full enchanted armor in a matter of 3 minutes in a video? Which makes me believe that Dream did prolong the video just so the hunters could get fully enchanted armor to catch up to him again and make it more intense.
I mean, I don't even have any of the pearls at this point. I mean, I think I have some. I don't have the pearls. Like, even if I wanted to prolong it, I could just prolong it by getting more pearls or something. Like, it doesn't make sense.
So you can play off this end crystal play. Now the next point backs up my other claim even further. Dream here, the hunters catch up to him, and you can see almost all of them have full iron armor yet again. Only Jawshot Found doesn't have a helmet. This makes me question, did Dream yet again stole it for long enough?
So here I was just killing Endermen. Like, you can see my XP. Actually, I want to look at this. I remember my XP was like insane.
Kill us.
All right, so look, I kill them here. I'm at level 27, right? I'm at level 27. And then they show up again. like here. I'm at level 32 and almost 33. Now the hardest levels to get are 27 to like 27 and above. I'm at 32, almost 33. That's a lot of levels. Like you can sit at a mob spawner for 15 minutes, a double cave spider mob spawner for 15 minutes, and barely go from 27 to 30. Like you'll get to 30 probably in like 15 minutes. Like I was there killing Endermen and mobs, and there were so many mobs, killing them for like the longest period of time, trying to get pearls. I just needed like 5 pearls or something. And there's like Endermen were rare. They hardly spawned, and I was just killing them over and over again. So that's why they caught up. But you can just see my levels. Like I was just killing so many mobs, and it takes such a long time to get all the pearls you need. And I didn't really have many because this wasn't on 1.16, so there wasn't the trading or anything.
Oh, me!
Just so the hunters could catch up to him and make it more intense. Collecting Endermen, so that could be explained by that Dream took a really long time to collect Endermen. Yeah, I feel like that's a really half-assed explanation.
I mean, it's the explanation. I wouldn't say it's half-assed. It's the explanation. You can see my XP bar. You can see that I was short on the pearls. You can see I got the last pearl when they came. You can see I killed plenty of mobs, obviously, because like my XP bar went up like so much in that time period. Go yourself and try and collect 5 pearls from Enderman in that time period. Like you have to kill at least 10 Endermen to get like 5 pearls. Like, or not, okay, not at least, but on average 10 Endermen. Like that's quite a lot.
And it's still. This is number 5 on my notes, and it is Minecraft Speedrunner vs 3 Hunters final rematch. Here we see there's a very clear hole in which Sapnap could have hit Dream. We see that there is a 1 block hole in which he could have hit Dream.
I mean, like to be fair, I mean, I don't know how I can really explain this because I'm not from their perspective, so I have no idea why they didn't hit me. But if you watch here, like I'm not gonna die. Like I'm on plenty of health. They can hit me, 2 times, maybe 3 times in a row, and I wouldn't die. Like it's not like they didn't hit me because I'm low on health. Like with his theory before, with them seeing my health is low, then why wouldn't they hit me? Like they know my health is plenty. But also like they're mining these holes while. Like, and this isn't an easy hit, to be fair. Like, he's like 4 blocks down. There's like a block in the way. It's up 1 to the right. Like, it's not the easiest hit. It's not the easiest hit. And they're trying to mine. So they're probably holding pickaxes and stuff. But then again, I'm not them. I have no idea. But sometimes, like, people just make mistakes, especially when you're like in an intense moment where like you're fighting somebody. It's just hard.
And that hole is still there.
Again, but now if you notice, the block is gone that was there, which means Bad must have broke that block. So they probably couldn't hit me, trying to jump up and hit me from there. Broke the block, and then like right as he broke the block, I towered up, so then he couldn't hit me then.
There was a 2-second delay between when he first built up to now. Sapnap could 11 seconds. We see further evidence.
This one's so funny.
Which backs up my claim. Dream here is on 1 heart, yes? Bad, if he jumps here and hits Dream, Dream is dead.
So Bad doesn't know that, first of all. Second of all, I have a loaded crossbow pointed right at his face that I somehow missed. I don't even know how I missed that shot. That was like the easiest shot I ever could have taken. But like Bad doesn't jump towards me. I can just like shoot him in midair. He takes like a giant crossbow hit, lands in the water, and then he's far away. And second of all, I just want to watch this through because I have something to show you guys.
Yeah, Bad just stands still for some reason. He just stands still. I don't know why, but he just stands still. Which backs up further evidence saying that the hunters have a client, which show how much health Dream is on.
Okay, so let's think about that real quick. So he just said that he thinks that in this scene, at 33 seconds and 33 minutes and 12 seconds in the Manhunt finale rematch, that Bad not jumping towards me and hitting me was because I was on 1 heart and because they can see my health. So let's go and watch that scene in slow motion, actually. Let's watch that scene in slow motion. 3 of my friends. What time is it at? 33:12. Friends try and hunt me down and stop me from beating Minecraft. We said we.
I have a.
I'm gonna watch this whole scene in slow motion. So I shoot and miss. Bad doesn't jump towards me. Kind of weird. George jumps towards me. I'm on 1 heart. Keep in mind. Switches to his sword and hits me. I'm on 1 heart. He's saying that they have a mod to see my health. George hits me with a sword on 1 heart. But because he was on slow cooldown when he switched to his sword, I lived on half a heart. Like, I was probably like literally so close to dying here. But he skips this clip. Why does he skip this clip? That's ridiculous. Like, he uses the clip like literally a couple seconds before it. Like, George is kind of weird there. He goes like, because I have a crossbow. They don't know I'm on 1 heart, obviously. They have no idea I'm on 1 heart. So Bad like kind of gets ready to jump. I miss. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. It kind of sucked. But then Bad does this weird like hop thing. But then again, Bad, like, I mean, we're talking about Bad Boy Muffin Halo here. Like, are we really gonna hold him to like make some epic sprint jump final hit with like a switching to his sword in midair? Like, I don't know. Maybe probably not. But then we're talking about George. Like, right after this, that he shows Bad doing this weird thing. And then he doesn't show George. Like, it's not even a second later. Like, he could have just shown this clip a second later. George hits me with a sword when I'm on 1 heart. Like, there's no way that George could in any way whatsoever think that wouldn't kill me if he knew I was on 1 heart. Like, how? I mean, swords do like 2 hearts or something. Like, there's no way. Like, but because he had switched to his sword and hit right away, it did less damage. So it only did half a heart. But like, that is the closest you can come to dying. Like, getting hit by the sword on half a heart. I mean, on 1 heart, getting hit by a sword. Like, there's no way. Like, you die like 9 out of 10 times. So that's just like he doesn't show that though. And you can see here, it says weak attack, right? So weak attack just means basically that he swung too early. So he didn't let his attack charge. And he had to do that because he was getting shot by me like half a second later. If he hadn't done that, then I would have shot him back and maybe lived. But that's just, to me, that's just crazy. Like, he didn't show that. He just like skipped over it. He showed the clip a second before and then not the clip right after. But there's the context. So basically, that doesn't like that. In my mind, that proves they can't see my health. Like, he's hitting me with a sword on 1 heart. How could he possibly know my health is 1 heart then? He would have just stalled or done something or backed up or something. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Now we jump to the next part at 14:17. I just want to ask, is this even possible? So we see a minecart which spawns right next to the end portal, and look.
I have no idea. Like, what is that? Why would we stage that? Like, yes, I have a great idea. Let's put a minecart with a chest in the end portal room. That's the best idea I've ever had to stage things. That'd be geez, like what? Like what is even like what does that even imply? Like, why would I stage that? It doesn't make any sense. Yes, guys. My perfect manhunt is the minecart with a chest in the end portal room randomly on the staircase. Like, I don't know how the hell that happened. I'm assuming like the mine carts, like the mine shaft spawned first or something, and then the stronghold spawns next, and so it glitched, and like so when it deleted the mine shaft, the chest fell down. Thank you, Cash App. And I think that's what happened. I'm sure it can happen. I'm sure somebody can prove that can happen. I don't think I have the seed for this world anymore, but it did happen. It happened. Why? Like, what is that to stage? What is that? That's like the most unreasonable thing ever. It'd be like, what if I start the manhunt on a horse with a saddle and just right away? Like it'd be like the dumbest thing in the world. Like, how does that happen? I don't know how it happened. That'd be like the worst thing possible you could stage. I have no idea how that happened. But yeah, that's just, to me, at that point, it's kind of just like, I mean, I have no idea, but.
Here, we don't see any holes here in the roof, nor do we see a rail track here. So I just want to know how this minecart's here. Yeah, I'm not saying this part's scripted. I'm just really surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. I was surprised when I saw it.
Here's the next part. How the hell did the hunters get full armor again? Like, they had just died not a few minutes ago in the video.
I mean, again, he keeps using like a few minutes ago in video terms. Like, really, you just need to like the video, like the recordings we've done are like 4 hours, like sometimes less, but usually somewhere between like 3 hours and 4 hours, maybe 5 hours. I think the longest one we've done ever was like 5 hours, 5.5 hours or something. Like, that happens. That's what happens. So when you're watching a 40-minute video, you're missing 2.5 hours of footage. So every minute's like 4 or 5 minutes or something. Like it really is. So when you're saying how they get it in 3 minutes, like it's probably like 15 minutes or more, like or like maybe around there, or maybe less, maybe more. Just depends on how much I cut out. And usually when they're not near me, I cut more out. So usually so that way it feels more like tense, because if you're seeing them like all the time, then it feels really tense. So I'll cut out a lot of times when they're not near me, unless they're saying funny stuff. But yeah, so and again, they have backup iron. They have backup iron usually in chests and stuff, and again, the time's longer. So I'm assuming that's, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I have to explain that, but
Yet, they managed to get full armor. See here, they died in a lake fight just a few minutes ago, all of them. Yet, they managed to get full armor. 6 on my notes, and it is Minecraft Speedrunner versus 3 Hunters Grand Finale. Here, I just want to clarify that this play is not scripted. The one in which he placed boats across lava.
wow, thank you.
And ran across. This is not scripted. It's called planning. It's a thing where you have a list of stuff that you want to do in a video, and you pick the stuff that you best fits the situation.
Oh yeah, no, and that's something about Manhunts as well. Is like some things are scripted, but not scripted in the way you would think. Like it's scripted because I plan it. Like I'll go, you know what? Here's a list of like 15 cool plays I came up with. I want to try and do them if I can, and then if there's an opportunity to do one, then I do it. So like that, so that's why some things may seem sort of planned. Like, oh, how do you know to do this lava thing? Because I sat there in a survival world and practiced jumping lava on boats for 20 minutes or or longer, and different things. I tested different things. Like in one of in the manhunt where I snuck through the portal with invis, I was worried that there would be a flash. Like I was worried that maybe when you go through a portal and you get to the other side, then you're able to it would like flash me without invis, right? And so they'd see it. So knowing that I wanted to eventually use invis, because you have to go back to the original portal. So knowing that eventually I would want to sneak by them with invis to get through the original portal, I tested that. I tested in survival. What happens if I go through the portal with invis? And so I went through and I tested it, and there is no flash. And I was like, that's perfect. You don't flash. You're actually invis. It would work. And so I do that, and I go through a checklist, and I check with all my different plays and everything I'm going to do, and I check and make sure they work. I test again and again. I revise them, and I do that with every play I do, because if I don't, then I'm going to mess it up in the video. And that's the thing, is I only get one chance. Like most of these, I get one chance, because once I do it, they know about it, and they don't fall for it again. I don't think they've ever fallen for a trap twice. Like I've tried multiple traps twice just to see, maybe they'll fall for this one again, but they don't. I think maybe maybe one's worked twice before, but generally they just don't. So I have one chance, and so I make sure I spend hours, literally hours, practicing my plays and everything that I plan on doing in survival worlds to make sure that they work. I practice them. I have a list. I have a list right now of like 6 things that I haven't even used, and I didn't even use in the manhunt that we recorded the other day. Like I have a list of things that I just go through, and now it's like it dwindles, and then I go through and I come up with more, and that's why I search Reddit and I search YouTube, and I try and go in survival and come up with things myself and everything. So I know how things generally work. And that's why I do so well in the manhunts, because I come prepared, and I practice things and make sure they actually work. So yeah, that's why I like the boat and everything. Like I already knew, I knew that would work because I tested it.
This case again. Look at his XP right now.
I've talked about this before. This one's like the most obvious one, where it's like, oh, that was staged, because my XP goes down after a certain point. But the server crashed, and during that whole point, the server was lagging. So, and you can actually see in the uncut footage of my last manhunt, the server crashed. There wasn't a rollback because we had fixed that issue, but the server crashed. But that in this manhunt particularly, if you watch, it was lagging a lot. Like you can go through and watch this entire manhunt, and it's like very laggy compared to usual. And it's because the server was having problems, and it ended up crashing, and it literally did like a 10-second rollback. It doesn't make any sense. My XP went down like it was back before I killed 2 blaze and I got XP, and then I didn't have the blaze rods, and then the server rolled back. I didn't have the blaze rods, and I lost 2 XP, and like all my stuff was back to literally 10 seconds ago or whatever. And that's the only time it's ever happened. And, well, the server's crashed in manhunts before. That's the only time we've ever had a rollback, and it's because the server was having problems. We actually moved to a new server again very recently, which is upgraded and stuff. So I don't think the server will ever crash again, but maybe it will. But it crashed in the most recent manhunt. But there wasn't any rollback or anything in the most recent one, so it didn't matter. But
Look at
Yeah, so I already
Yeah.
explained that.
for Dream. That is false. Here we can see
Yeah, he's just
lava traps.
he's saying this is legit and blah blah. He said that there.
Hunters clearly do know how the compass works, yet still dug for Dream in number 6, and then when the compass.
And again, so he's saying here that they knew I was either above or below them right away here. And they knew I was either above or below them right away here. And that he's saying, and they didn't, in other cases, he didn't know that, I mean, they didn't know that he was near them and he snuck up on them. But the reason here is because they're actively looking for me. So they're paying attention to the compass. And also the compass automatically updates in the nether. So the nether, they're more likely to notice right away because they don't have to click it. Like they have a little thing above their hotbar. And so they don't have to actually click it. They can just see it update above their hotbar. So in the nether, it makes less sense for me to be able to sneak up on them because of the fact that their compass will move on above their hotbar. But also, if they're actively looking for me, they're more likely to notice the compass moving. So that's just an explanation.
They should have obviously been pointing towards this way. They still dug for Dream when the compass wasn't spinning around in a circle. I just had to point that out. 14, 15.
So here, this one, I'm just going to skip over, but he basically just says that it's suspicious that they towered up to me and stuff, even though knowing I'm probably going to trap them. But again, the main thing is just like, what do they think I'm going to trap them in? Like, there's no trap. I don't have any, I'm like in the sky. They're being careful. They're safe bridging. Like, there's not really much I can do. So I think that's just kind of like, they're coming for me because they think they can kill me. They're being overconfident, and I end up fishing rodding them into the air. Like, I honestly didn't even know that was a thing until I found out about it. Like just before. So, and I saw a thing on Reddit where it was like they fishing rodded a strider up in the air, which I ended up doing in the same manhunt later. But I tested if it worked on people, and it worked on people, and I was like, what the hell? So basically, like you can't call that staged or anything. Like it's just they don't. How are they gonna expect that I fishing rod them, like shoot them into the air? Like they're just not gonna expect that.
They just watched him and be like, what is he right behind Dream? It has gone in 240. Is why the hunters just watched. They were right behind Dream. Yeah, they were right behind Dream.
They weren't right behind me. I mean, they were close, but they weren't right behind me. Which one is this? 4 hunters. Did I even open this one? I didn't. 4 hunters. What time was it at? 22:43.
He's going to our bridge. He's going to our bridge. He's going on our bridge.
I go in F5 mode at all?
Get him!
He's trying to fish the
Hold on,
thing.
he's got a fish.
No!
Careful.
What?
I don't see them, but they're not right behind me. I get some ground on them. Like, so you see how far he is there? He's pretty far.
Hey, really? Okay, careful.
I make some maneuvers. Like, to be fair, I like perfectly parkoured there. Like, I don't know if he's gonna do that. And I perfectly got around that. I basically had perfect movement. Like, you could not have done better movement in that situation. Like, actually, I don't think you could have. Maybe like literally barely better. And then like this takes like maybe he was right on me right then. But like I'm like that was like 2 seconds. Like he'd have to be like 5 blocks behind me to mess me up in that case. Like I don't know. That's not a thing. Like obviously he was far enough behind me where I had enough time to do that. And even if he didn't, he knocked me in, and then I MLG like saddle on the thing again. Like
he fished. They just watched him and be like, what is he doing? And they just sat there. Here, if we look at
they didn't, but they were chasing me.
We just see them all.
Yeah, they're looking at me because they're like, what the hell did he do?
Crouched there. Had like 2 of them jump down, hit the strider even twice. 2 hits and this strider would have been dead.
To me, this one's kind of ridiculous. It's like if any of them had suicided into the lava and happened to get close enough and Dream didn't move away quick enough and they hit his strider twice and then died, then he would die. And why didn't they do that? Why didn't they risk literally burning all of their items in lava for like a chance at killing him? Like and he says that a couple times. Like, that's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like if he would do that, maybe he'd be a bad hunter because, you know, he'd be like, I'm going to jump down and kill him. He like jumps down. I just like move 2 blocks back and he's like, just dies and burns all his stuff. And they're like, you idiot. What the hell's wrong with you? Like, I don't think he'd be a very good hunter. I mean, I think the other hunters would like disown him in 2 seconds. Like, yes, please risk burning all your stuff in order to, you know, potentially maybe do damage to his Strider. Like,
it has 10 hearts. A crit from an axe would do 10.
How are you gonna crit him with an axe? Are you saying like they're like Superman? Like they like jump in midair, perfectly land the crit with the axe, get in the lava, and then like start spam clicking or something? Like they're not like, you're acting like they're like every player is like Technoblade or something like that. Like they're not gonna pull that off. Like even Technoblade wouldn't do that. Technoblade would be like, hell no, I'm not jumping in this lava. Like I am going to wait. I'll get another opportunity later. It's fine. I'm not gonna jump in this lava and die. Like, I think they're just like, he expects them to be like these like perfect bot. Even like a bot probably wouldn't be able to do it perfectly because I would just back up. I'd see, oh, they're jumping. I just turn right, move to the side. Maybe they get 1 hit and then I'm just out of there. Like the only reason I'm sitting there is for the video. I'm like, oh, okay, there's no way they kill me. They're obviously not pulling any bows or anything. They're not trying to kill me. I'm going to sit there. Like, that's fine. And I'm kind of bragging with them and then I go away. Like that was the only reason I did that. But if they showed any sign of trying to kill me, I just bolt out of there. Like these things are fast.
It will do like 6 hearts on a Strider. Here we see Dream fighting with George and Sapnap. His Dream is low, so he starts to build up. Yet when Dream places water, George just watches. He just watches and he doesn't keep building up. I don't understand why.
I mean, I don't understand why either. But then again, it means George, not me. Like, that's the thing is like because I don't know their mindset. Like I don't know their mindset at all. So. But I'm assuming he just, I don't know, he just didn't want to engage right then because George is George. Like, George isn't the best player on the Hunters or anything. Like, he's probably not going to swim up alone and I knock him down and he dies and then everyone's mad at him. Like,
now 4059 is the next point. Here we see Bad Boy Halo place an Ender Crystal right next to Dream. This is a 1 block distance with no blocks in between, but he runs off. Had he blown this Ender Crystal up, Dream would have easily died. Even with 10 hearts and full diamond armor, he would have died from an Ender Crystal this close. Hell, even Netherite with full prot 4 might die.
4058.
How do we get in? I'm going around back.
I put it down. It keeps pushing me up.
How do we get in? I'm going around back.
Even in full netherite, he would die. He would die from blowing up the crystal in full netherite.
I put it down. It keeps pushing me up.
Like I feel like he sees that and then he just like stops, skips ahead 5 seconds, and then keeps watching the video. Like,
Die from a Ender Crystal this close, which I don't get why Bad Boy Halo didn't blow this up. Now, 44-42 is the next point I wanted to clear up. Many people say this is fake because Bad Boy Halo here is hitting Dream with a pickaxe. This is not fake, but you can see Bad Boy Halo carrying a pickaxe around and holding a pickaxe throughout many scenes right before this.
yeah, I mean, Bad only had a pickaxe because I had killed him before.
Pickaxe as a weapon.
So he's
I
right.
want to clear. At the start of each manhunt, Dream always gets either really good luck or shows off an insane play.
So again, this is why, and I'll explain this again. I explained this at the very beginning of the stream, but I'll explain this again here. So at manhunts, when we start, originally we were going to do a grace period when we originally first started manhunts. And then I was like, that's boring though. Like if we do a grace period, then the first like however long of the video when I'm just collecting stuff is going to be boring. And that's like the hooking part where you get hooked into the video. So we decided, okay, well, let's not do a grace period. But if you die right off the beginning, we just do it again. And that's the most fair. And again, I said at the beginning, but the hunters actually get money if they kill me off the beginning. So that way they try hard. That way they don't just let me free. So the best thing about it is that leads to the beginning usually me getting lucky. Because if we're redoing it, let's say we redo it 3 times because like, oh, I die right off the beginning, or there's like nothing, I just run out of hunger. Like we've had it before where I literally just like run away. There's like nothing in a million years. I'm like in the middle of an ocean. There's nothing. There's no shipwrecks. I just run out of hunger. I'm like on 1 hunger bar in the middle of an ocean. 2 minutes into the video, I'm like, this is like the most boring video in the history of the earth. Let's restart. I have nothing. I'm in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Like, pirates are gonna come kill me or something. Like I feel like an ant could come and kill me at that point. Like it's like we're gonna restart. So that's why it leads to more lucky beginnings, because like an actual example, when I jumped down this desert temple, like I knew that, hey, if there's nothing good in this desert temple, I die. And I knew I have nothing. If there's nothing good in this desert temple, we restart. So I jump into the desert temple because I'm like, why not? If I get something good, then it'll be awesome. I can kill them off the beginning and get away. If I don't get something, then I die, and then okay, they get money and it hurts my bank, but we get to restart. So it's like it's 2 seconds into the video. That's why I take more risks at the beginning of the videos. I know I can take more risks for higher reward, knowing that okay, if I die here, it's right off the beginning. We're gonna restart because we're not gonna. That's the agreement we've had for since the beginning of Manhunt. I'm like, yes, I have to pay them, but no, it's not. That's not staged or anything. Like I just realized I'm gonna jump down this desert temple. I got a god apple. It was awesome. So
I probably wrote this due to the fact that he got a notch apple, and he got another one in the next temple. So I wrote, this is next to impossible to do consistently without refilming. So here's my theory: what if Dream either has a set seed, as we never see him load into a seed, and he's planned each and every play ahead of time? I don't know. That's what I wrote in my notes. That's probably what I thought at the same time. And here I just had to point out, Lamal, stone crafting table.
What the hell? You're like you're in this debunking Manhunt video, roasting for the fucking stone. What the hell's wrong with you?
I wrote
dislike.
throughout the manhunts. Like last manhunt, I pointed out in my notes. I pointed out that they clearly understood how to use a compass. Yeah, Sapnap knew that Dream was either above them or below them, which showed that he clearly has an understanding of the compass. So did Bad. Yet in this manhunt, Dream is right next to them, and they head towards the wrong way. They have a compass which is pointing. See how Bad Boy Halo just walks away.
So again, I talked about this at the very beginning of the stream, but the reason he's walking that way is because again, he's hoping I'm in the maze. Because if I'm just in the netherrack somewhere, he's never gonna find me. He's never gonna find me. So he's just running around in the maze, trying to like searching all the different corridors and everything that I built, which I did on purpose. And so he's just running around, and that's why he ran the wrong direction. Even though he can see on the compass that I'm this way, he's not gonna just mine into the wall because he has no idea how far this way I am. He has no idea if I'm underground. They just know I'm in this general area because they entered the maze knowing I'm this way, and then the compass turned. So okay, he's probably in a maze, right? So that's generally why he's not following the compass here, because he's not going to mine through the netherrack. I can just cover myself in netherrack, and he's never going to find me. It's not like the overworld. So, and I'm crouching.
They have a compass pointing right to Dream. How could you miss him? Like seriously, you're right next to him. Your compass is pointing this way. You just have to dig this way, and you would have seen him. This is just so inconsistent throughout all the manhunts. I just don't get it. Here at 119. 48, we see that Sapnap makes a mistake. He blows up a bed and he kills himself. I feel like this is such a rookie mistake for Sapnap that it shouldn't happen.
Well, yeah, it is, but then again, like just mistakes like that can happen occasionally. I'm pretty sure he just, I don't see his perspective, but I'm pretty sure he just like misplaced a block. Like he just meant to he placed a block on the wrong side of the bed. Like I've done that in live streams before, and I speed run, right? So at the very end of a stream, I remember one time at the very end of a stream, I was in the end. I placed the block on the wrong side and clicked it instinctually and blew myself up when I was in the end in the speed run. And I'm sure Sapnap has probably done that in his streams before. Like I'm sure you can find a clip of him doing that in his streams. When you're under pressure, you're doing it quickly. Like it's literally just, it's just a thing. So that's just, again, you can't really say that's staged or anything.
All you have to do is place a bed and a block next to it, and then it wouldn't kill you. This is such a rookie mistake for Sapnap that...
Yeah, but again, even rookie mistakes happen to the best of the best. Like, you see speedrunners die to that all the time. Obviously, not super often for, like, professional speedrunners, but then again, you do see it. It's happened to me before. It's happened to people I've watched before plenty of times, and it's happened to Sapnap, I'm sure, plenty of times on his stream, so...
Don't get why he made it. He just said. He just walks into Nether. This is much more suspicious than 6. Hear how Bad is really cautious about going to Nether, thinking that Dream has made a trap for them. Here at 33:44, he goes against completely what he just said.
Yeah, so the thing is, in this part, people say that point this part out all the time and say, well, the first time when he needed time, they didn't go through, but the second time they went through right away. But there's a difference between the two. So the first time, it was the first time they were entering a nether portal after me, and they had a discussion. They had like a 5-minute discussion about whether or not they should go through. They talked about their armor. They talked about everything I could possibly have on the other side. They talked about all the different traps, everything, right? And they decided, okay, we'll go through. And they went through, and then nothing happened. And then later on now, again, they got to the same part where I'm by a portal, and I end up going through it, and I'm trying to bait them to follow me. And they followed me right away. And the reason they followed me right away is because of the fact that that they had already discussed it. Like, they already had the discussion. So it makes sense. The first time they had to have the discussion, and then once they had the discussion, the second time they just went through because they had already discussed it and understood, hey, we have enough armor, we have like prot 4, we're fully protected, there's like nothing he can do to beat us. Like, basically, so they basically had they had all the incentive to move in the second time because they already had that discussion. They're not gonna stop and go again. Well, guys, what if he has a trap again? Let's talk about the same thing we talked about 10 minutes ago. Like, obviously not. They're not going to do that. So they did it. They didn't do it the second time because they had already done it the first time.
An obvious trap, yet Bad Boy Halo, despite being cautious before, falls for it again. I don't know. I just had to point that out. Now, 38 minutes in is my next point. Here we see that they just started to kill each other. They realized, okay, we can't get out. We have to kill each other. We see the Hunters back in full iron armor. This is next to impossible time. They had just died. Now they're back in full iron armor. This is...
Well, again, things take longer than you think to do. There was a part in this video, 4 Hunters rematch. Go to it. 4 Hunters rematch.
No, I mean...
Dumb. That's like...
I want to see if I open my inventory.
No, I'm good.
He's got it already.
Hey, you hear Snap scream like, yeah, you can fake that like, let's go! Like that, I don't know.
This ocean is massive.
It's fine. Everything is
That's good for us, though. That's good.
Oh yeah, look at my inventory. So if you notice one thing, I have no bow. Okay? I have no bow. I have no string. Right? So I have no bow, I have no string to make a bow, and I have 25 arrows, okay? And I have enough to make a bunch of beds, but one cycling is risky, especially on servers. It like barely works. Like, and the thing is, I find that out. Was it this video? No, it was another video. It was either the next video or it was before this. It might have been before this, because that would make more sense. But either way, on servers, one cycling doesn't work that well. So I didn't want to do a one cycle. I needed to get a bow. So the reason this takes so long, and it seems like instantaneous. Like, look, I'm in a mine shaft, like collecting string. Like, obviously there's cuts between this, but like, it's like, obviously it's not like an instantaneous thing. Like, it makes it seem like it's literally 10 seconds, but like, that's probably a 5-minute period where I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I think a creeper blew up and exposed that thing, and then I broke the string, and I had to make the bow, and I had to prepare my inventory, etc., etc. So it's like literally, you know, it doesn't make any sense to me. So like, it's obviously it's longer. They probably had backup iron. Maybe they didn't, but I bet you they did. That's been the response to like a lot of this. How'd they get iron so quickly? Like, they have backup iron. So
wow, if they actually mine this legitimately, they're like the best miners in the world. Which is what makes me think that Dream stalled here so they could get full iron armor again.
I mean, I just had to get a bow. I didn't have a bow. That took time. I probably got more arrows, I think. I didn't have all the materials I needed to beat the dragon. I didn't want to go in and then have to like tower up to the crystals and stuff. Like, that takes so long, and they'd definitely be back. So
again. Now here, 43:36.
oh, it's this video where I one cycle. Oh, So I do one cycle this video. So yeah, so it's actually this video where I end up one cycling. So it doesn't make as much sense. But I need to get rid of the crystals. I didn't want to have to tower up to the crystals. I wasn't sure because it's a server if I would be able to one cycle it all the way, and I actually didn't. I had to kill the dragon with my axe because I didn't one cycle all the way. So that's why I needed a bow. I needed a bow still regardless, even though usually you might not. The servers are very shaky. I challenge right now any speedrunner, professional speedrunner that wants to, go do a one cycle with less than like, go do a 5-bed one cycle, which is like a normal one cycle on Spigot. Go do it. I will, like, if you can pull that off, you will be a god. Like it is almost impossible. Like I'm telling you, I have tried it. I am very good at one cycling. I have tried it. It's like impossible. I tried like I did like 9 beds or something and it didn't work here. Like, and I barely got it. Like it's very, very hard. The dragon doesn't get like knockback. Like I bet you, I actually think that nobody probably be able to do it because I actually practiced it like over and over and over again to make sure it would work. And I was eventually able to get it. A one cycle is when you kill the dragon in one cycle, like when the dragon's coming down only one time. It's very hard.
Point this out.
On servers, it's way more hard.
Very ridiculous how they didn't find him. Half of him is exposed. Yeah. Any of the hunters been on any of this
half of me
path,
isn't exposed, but you mean on the half second? Yeah. Well, then he's right.
The fact that they did.
Yeah, but I was moving around. Like I was moving. Like I was paying attention to their names and stuff, and like moving based on where they were. Like I wasn't just being like, oh, let's hope they don't go on this half of the world. Like that'd be stupid. I was like paying attention and going, okay, I'm gonna move over here. I'm gonna move on this side. There's people over there. I'm placing these blocks here to block myself. Like I was being careful. It wasn't just like that.
The 4 guys circling didn't see that these blocks got placed is even more ridiculous.
Well, yeah, but they're not looking towards them. They're not expecting me. Like, there's crystals left still. If you see there's crystals, they're not expecting me to kill the dragon yet because they don't think I can one cycle on a server. So basically, they're thinking, oh, he has to go break the crystals. So they're paying attention to the crystals, not the middle, which is why I had a feeling it would work. Because I knew there's still, as you can see with the dragon, there is a crystal left. So there's multiple crystals left. So they're sitting there going, oh wow, like he needs to kill these crystals. So they're not going to look in the middle and go, oh, maybe he's killing the dragon right now. So
this is number 9 and taught the hunters how to counter.
So in Hitman, he's saying, well, in Hitman, he taught the hunters saw how to counter this by jumping down and breaking the boat. But again, you have to jump down, hit the boat perfectly, and then it would kill me, right? And that's assuming I don't have like a water bucket or something to MLG or another way to MLG, or I pick up the boat and place the boat in MLG. Like, but he will die no matter what. If he jumps and does that, he will die. So it's kind of like the lava thing where like you're telling him to, which is why I think he probably, wouldn't be the best hunter. I'll just say that. But because he would be like, kamikaze, jump down, and like just jump after me, probably miss the axe hit, fall to his death, and then everyone will be like, you idiot. Like, again, I think it's just one of those things where you don't do those risky plays, because if you do those risky plays, 9 out of 10 times you'll die, and you don't want to give me that advantage. Like if you give me that advantage, I'm taking it and running with it. Like I will take advantage of the fact that you just died, probably kill your teammates, and then you will be like the fool, the clown with the the red shiny nose that tried to jump to his death. Like in earlier manhunts, you see them do more stuff like that, but they learned. They definitely learned. And they decided, okay, we need to be less risky. Don't do all these risky things. Try and take our time, etc.
This had George, Sapnap, or Bad jumped down, broke the boat, would have been game over for Dream. Yet none of them even risked it. And
you can see if you watch the Hitman extra scenes video, you can see that in the Hitman extra scenes video, like they try it multiple times. It takes them a bunch of times to get it. Like they don't get it first try, they don't get it second try, they don't get it third try. Like they try like 5 times, and then eventually they break my boat when they're trying it. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And again, they will die if they do it. So they better hope I don't die. Otherwise, they just gave me a ginormous advantage.
Have to survive. They can. The way is already suspicious enough. And when he goes into this part here. That part is where cave spiders usually spawn, yet not a single cave spider spawns.
So, first of all, I'm breaking iron with a golden pickaxe. I staged that part. I thought it'd be so funny to make myself look like a fool. But no, I think that the reason the mobs don't spawn as much is because it's on easy. Like, we play manhunts on easy. So maybe we have played a manhunt on not easy before, but we play manhunts on the easy difficulty. So cave spiders don't actually give you poison, and there's much less spawns. And the reason for that is just because we don't want... A manhunt would be lame if you're just dying to mobs every time. There has been some manhunts where there's a lot of mobs, but there's the second thing as well. Even on easy, we also play on a server, so there's mob caps. So what mob caps are is it means that if there's a certain number of mobs already spawned, then it won't spawn it won't spawn more mobs near you because it's hit the limit of mobs being spawned, right? So I want you to listen carefully to something he says that this plays into that, because he says something.
You can hear George and Sapnap complaining about there's so many mobs, yet next to Dream there's not a single mob.
That makes sense, right? So he's saying you can hear George and Sapnap complaining about how many mobs are near them, but by Dream there's no mobs, and that's because of the mob cap. So basically, they have all the mobs, it hit the mob cap, and then I ran away from them, and I was near them, which is why it spawned mobs near me by them. And so basically, for mobs to spawn near me, they'd need to kill all those mobs or have those mobs despawn. So essentially, that's what happened. So when you see no mobs in Manhunt, it's usually because of that. And also, I cut out me fighting mobs a lot because it's just boring. And also, this Manhunt was uncut. You can go watch this entire Manhunt. There's lots of mobs. There's tons of mobs, actually. This Manhunt was uncut on DreamXD. You can go watch the fully uncut Manhunt from start to finish. It's as you can tell, that's not staged that we turned down mob spawns or something. Even if we did, it wouldn't matter. But we didn't. We don't. It's just easy. And there's mob caps. So basically, they took all the mobs. I had none, and they had to kill the mobs for them to spawn near me. So
This is unreal luck, and this luck is repeated in the next Manhunt.
it's not unreal luck though. It's just mob caps. So it's not. You can test it yourself on servers. There's default mob caps. I don't think we changed ours. I think it's default. It's probably not that many mobs. And that's good for manhunts because it makes manhunts a little bit easier for both parties because there's a little less mobs. And yeah, it's just, and also you don't want a manhunt where I'm just fighting mobs the entire time, you know?
After this as well. Just watch. See how he goes into a cave spider spawner. This is where cave spider spawners are.
And again, it's just mob cap. He's saying there's no mobs, there's no cave spider. It's just mob cap. I got lucky because they have all the mobs and they're not killing them because they're just running from them, or they're killing some of them, but not as much as they need to.
Two of them as well. There's a gap. See Dream just making invis. Right?
I didn't hit 17 mil, guys. I checked my sub count pretty frequently. I was at 16.91 or something like that. I didn't hit 17, but I would encourage you guys to go subscribe. So guys, go to youtube.com/dream, youtube.com/dream. Easy enough. Click subscribe. 17 mil.
You see him making invis and not strength. He didn't make strength. He made invis.
So here I made invis because I was planning on sneaking by them at the portal. I knew they were waiting at the portal because they weren't coming to attack me. They had died recently. They were meeting up with each other. They were grouping up. I knew that they were doing that. So the problem is that I wanted to make invis in order to sneak by them. I thought it'd be cool. I thought it'd be easy. I thought they wouldn't realize, and so that's why I did that. So yeah, I made invis. I prioritized invis over strength, knowing I could just make strength later, and I'm pretty sure I did make strength later.
Very confusing to me as strength in a man, and later on this invis comes in very handy.
Well, yeah, because I planned. I mean, it came in handy because I made a plan and I stuck to it, and the plan worked. It's and this invis potion that he decided to brew really helped him. It really helped him for some reason. That's kind of suspicious that he made a good plan and followed through with it, and it worked. I don't know.
In which he needs more confusing and backs up my point even further. Is how Dream continues to run back to the portal here. He has more than enough obsidian, right? He has 40 obsidian. He's literally building with obsidian. He has more than enough obsidian to make a second portal.
I mentioned this at the beginning. We have a rule: you can't make another portal to nether. Well, you can't nether travel. You could potentially make another portal if it's close. It's really close to the other portal, but you can't nether travel. So the rule, you have to go back to the original portal. That's a rule we have. So I've said that. I mean, he probably could have found that. I've said that so many times. I've said that on streams. I've said that on DreamXD. I've said that probably in Manhunts, actually. I think I say it in the most recent Manhunt, actually. Saying oh, if only I could travel with Obsidian. So.
And head back to the overworld.
So that's why that's not suspicious. That's just a rule we have. So.
Nether portal himself and just leave. Run away, right? You can just run away, make another portal, and just...
He keeps reiterating that. No, I can't, because that's against the rules.
Leave. I hint to check their compasses. He informs the hunter. He informs the hunters that he can, quote-unquote, see them, giving them a hint to check their compasses.
So this was the dumb move by me, but I knew they were going to realize shortly, so I thought I would keep their attention. And so by keeping their attention, I could just say, I said, I can see you guys, and then I said, I can see your dumb little castle thing. And so my thought process was, oh, if I say that, then what'll happen is they're not going to check their compass. What they're going to do is, because they don't have a compass anyway, they have a little thing above their hotbar in the nether. But I'm like, okay, what they're going to do is they're going to be like on lookout, like he has to be here because of the castle. They're not going to think he went through the portal, because how would he go to the portal? It doesn't make any sense. If he knows we have a castle, he says he can see us, then we're going to like look for him. So they'd be on full lookout. So I wanted to like keep their attention, that way they're like on their heels, even though I was in the overworld. Now it backfired because George knows me, and he could tell that I was lying. He could tell that my lying voice or whatever. And so he went, guys, like, no, he's in the overworld. Like he instantly knew. Like even if he had taken like a minute to find out, that would have been enough. But he instantly knew. So that's why that happened. Again, I make mistakes just as much as someone else makes mistakes. So
This is such a bad play. You could have just...
It is a bad play. I could have done it better. Well, I think it would have been a good play if it had worked. Like, you're saying that now, but if it had worked, you would have been like, wow, that was such a good play. They were on their heels. They never thought he left. They thought, like, but it didn't work, and so now you're saying it's a bad play. But I'll admit, I could have came up with something better. It would have been much better. Maybe I should have just stayed quiet. I thought they were going to realize soon anyway, and I knew that eventually they were going to catch up to me before I killed the dragon anyway, because generally it takes a while to kill the dragon. It takes a while to get to the end, get in the portal, go to the stronghold, find the end portal room, fill it in, kill the dragon. So I just figured they'd catch up anyway. So I thought maybe this would just give me a little bit more time. It backfired. It gave me less time. So it was a bad play. I mean, you'd expect to see way more bad plays. And there are a lot more bad plays that obviously you're not talking about here because they're not potentially staged or whatever.
Left, gone to the end. Dream is collecting iron for his minecart play. My question here is, why did none of the hunters put any pressure onto him? In the full VOD, this is even more insane. They left him alone for 30 whole minutes. Yeah, 30 whole minutes, right?
Well, it's because they know. So there's two things. One, they know that I'm nearby because they have Satin up on the surface, which was smart, and they have him running around looking at the compass, checking where I am at all times. So they know I'm still underground. They know that I'm near everybody, and they know that they know that I haven't left, right? So they know I'm not running to another stronghold. They know I'm not doing anything weird. I'm just underground mining. And so they know that. And so they know what's the best he can do. He could get diamond, he could enchant. But even if I got full prot 4 diamond and tried to fight them, they're 4 people they're 4 people in prot diamond. Like protection 1 diamond. 4 people. Like, even if I got full protection 4, I would not be able to take them. Like, I mean, maybe if I do, like, pull off some crazy moves, like, totally outmaneuver them, destroy them, then maybe I'd win. Like, maybe. 4 people in prot 1 diamond, that's insane. That is absolutely insane. So they just know here, like, no matter what he does, no matter, like, they just, what they don't want to do is they don't want to get trapped. They don't want to get, ironically, they don't want to get trapped. They don't want to separate. They don't want to do anything like that. They just want to stay by the portal. They want to make sure I don't just run by them and get in the portal. They want to defend the portal, kill me if I try and come in, and then boom, they can kill me. So that's why they're assuming there's nothing that I could do that could beat them. So, and they know I'm underground. If I go to the nether, they would know, and they'd know I'm making potions or something. So generally, that's why.
I get he's good at PvP and you're setting up some sort of trap, but you could at least like have 2 people putting pressure on him. You have full diamond with possibly prot 2.
Yeah, you could, but then again, let's say 2 people come and fall for a trap, which ended up happening. One of them came to put pressure on me in full prot diamond and died. Like, so that's why they didn't do it. And George didn't listen and ran out and died. And he didn't think it was a big deal because he didn't run that far, but he died. So that's why they didn't do it. They know that. They've learned enough to know that I will trap them. I will trap them and kill them. So they do not want to fall for a trap. So that's why they're not coming to me. They know, well, what if he has something set up? He could have an end crystal. He could have something, anything,
Or prot 1 versus a guy with no enchants and full iron. This is such an just...
You're right. It seems like it's an easy fight, but I have killed them. You forget, I killed them in full prot 4, the manhunt before this, with a trap because they chased me. Like, they know that. Like, so you're saying, well, they have full diamond. Like, they obviously could kill him. Like, yeah, they could, but also they could die and then lose their entire advantage. So what they know is, hey, we're safe in this room. He can't trap us in this room. He comes to us, we kill him because, again, they have that advantage. They just don't want to get trapped.
had he gone like, I don't know, 2 minutes, 3 minutes earlier, it would have been game over for Dream. Yet he goes just as Dream finished.
So no, this isn't right. This is just editing. This is an editing trick. It wasn't right after. Like it was pretty soon after, but it wasn't like in the main. And he said he watched the full VOD, so I would think he would know. Like it wasn't right after. It was pretty soon after, but it wasn't right after. And I can tell you the reason for that. The reason for that was because I stopped sneaking. Like you can go watch in the VOD. Like once I knew the trap was done, I just started not sneaking at all, and I was just literally standing there. So what are they gonna do? When I'm sneaking, they don't know where I am. When I'm standing there, 10 blocks away from them, standing up, not sneaking, George is going, he's right there, I'm gonna go kill him, right? So, and also I was being quiet. I was trying to act like I was AFK. I was like being quiet and stuff. I wasn't saying anything. They were even like, dream and stuff, if you watch the full VOD. Like, I was being very, like, I don't know, ominous or whatever. Like, I was being weird. And so yeah, it was two reasons. One, it wasn't exactly right after. It was probably like 30 seconds to a minute after. And two, it was because I stopped sneaking when I knew it was done.
Finishes the trap. And despite being there for more than 5 minutes, right, in video time alone, that could have been so much longer in actual game time. It's not.
Well, if you'd like, speaking of which, everybody right now, go on YouTube. Search up Minecraft Manhunt channel. Click the channel. It has a compass icon. Subscribe to it. And there's a video that's called One Heart Bluff. It has the full uncut clip. You want to check it out? You might as well go check it out. That's fine. Subscribe, notifications on, see more uncut stuff in the future. So you can see exactly. So I'm sure I don't think he's aware of that channel. Maybe he'd missed that. That's fine.
There's not a single mob.
Again, mob caps, I'm sure. Either mob caps or it's just the fact that it's easy, but I'm sure it's just mob caps. And also, it's the first night. So I don't know if that's special. I think I may be wrong. I'm pretty sure first night mobs spawn less or like don't spawn at all or something, like hostile mobs. Because I just ran down into the mine shaft. Like I didn't even have wood. Like I collected wood from the dumb mine shaft. Like I think that mobs don't spawn first night. But I don't know. I'd love somebody to look into that, but I'm pretty sure that's why. Or mob cap, but there's obviously just or the fact that it's easy. There's like 3 reasons that could potentially be explanations. So
a single mob in the whole cave. But then here at 4:52, we see just as the hunters come in, there's one measly spider.
Oh, there's a spider there.
One measly spider there. Throughout the whole entire cave, during the whole time, there was not a single zombie, not a single skeleton, not a single creeper. That is insane luck.
I don't think, again, it is kind of lucky. But then again, it's also like, again, I think there's an explanation for it. I'm pretty sure it's either just the first night, or the fact that it's on easy, or the fact that mob caps, or an explanation of all of them together. I don't know.
And is what allows him to survive on almost 1 heart. It's basically 1 heart. That's what allows him to survive. This luck is ridiculous and basically impossible. And here also at 4:52, we see all the hunters turning to run. This is just absolutely ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. Like, okay, this is something people need to understand.
In 1.16, a stone axe is so OP, and 2 hits is all it takes to kill Dream on full health, right? On full health. Had he had full health, it would have only taken 2 hits. Even with that iron armor, it would have only taken 2 hits from a stone axe to kill him. Yet all 4 hunters just run. What makes this even more ridiculous is George had only realized Dream had iron armor. So before, when they ran, they only saw that he had shield. He had a shield, and they all ran.
I'll just say this. This is all I'm gonna say. This is all I need to say. I have beaten each one of these people here that are running. Every one of them. In a best of 10. When they had full diamond armor. I had a shield. And no armor. And he's wondering why they're running when he sees that I have more armor than them and a shield. And he's wondering why they're running from me. They don't know I'm on 1 heart. They're assuming I'm rushing them with full health. Like he's saying, because he said like, oh, all it would take is 2 hits with the axe. They're assuming I'm on full health with an iron chestplate and a shield, and they have no shield. And that was when they had a shield. Imagine they had no shield. They wouldn't even hit me. They would not even get a single hit on me. They break my shield. I back up, place blocks. I break the blocks when my shield's regenerated. I attack them with my shield on. I hit them. They break my shield. I back up. I place blocks. I break the blocks. I hit them. They break my shield. I back up. Like, they will lose even if they had armor. They would lose that fight if they had no shield. Like, with a shield, like, there's almost nobody even close to me with the shield now. Like, even back when I did the Technoblade duel with Techno, I wasn't close to as good as I am now with shield. Like I have practiced like every day over and over. Like even going on shield PvP servers, I've lost one time against anybody ever since Axe Shield Combat came out on keeping track of the stats on the shield PvP server. One time, and it was to a guy named Spencer. And he's a very, very good. He's like one of the best PvPers there is on Shield. So that's just for the future. If I have an advantage in the fight, they're going to run. Anybody in that case would run. It doesn't make sense why they wouldn't run. They're going to run. They're going to get more stuff. They're going to come back. It doesn't make sense. If I have a shield, I think most people also don't realize, like, regardless of how good that I am at shields are just OP. Like, if you don't have a shield and I have a shield, every 9 out of 10 times, I will beat you without you even hitting me once. And that's not even, like, I think the average person, if you have a shield and they don't, and you know how a shield, like, all of them, I think if all of them had a shield and 1v1 me and I didn't have a shield, they'd probably be able to beat me 9 times out of 10. Like, shields are that good. So when they don't have shields, and they know I have a shield, and they know I have axes,
This is just
like, obviously they're going to run. So I think that's just, to me, like, that is, like, the most, like, save their life. Like, that's what they're doing. You're right. You're right. Like, I mean, that is the most obvious thing that you can do. Now obviously, like, that's why, like, I'll say this as well. Like, because of the fact that I practiced for the Technoblade duel with shield PvP with a specific kit, I am very good with just like shield and axe and like not much stuff involved. When you start introducing other stuff like lava and water and flint and steel and bows and crossbows and blocks, then like obviously I wouldn't say I'm like the best of the best or anything like that. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of people that could take me on in that combat and beat me or do it very well against me, because I'm very specialty on just axe and shield because I practiced that for a long time. So just to say, like, I don't want to be cocky or anything. I'm just saying, like, basically you could ask almost anybody. That's just how it is in shield PvP. It's very intricate, and most people don't know how it works. And like, obviously Ant and Bad, they don't do shield PvP very often. It's like neither of them know much. Like, Sapnap's by far the best at shield PvP in their group. And even him, like, obviously I don't think I've ever lost like a series against Sapnap, but he does like very good. Like, I'd say he's one of the best. He's probably one of the best shield PvPers like on Minecraft. But again, but there's like different leagues, so it makes this that's why they would run. So
it's ridiculous on why they ran. Like, there's 4 of you guys here.
And again, Saturn didn't have a shield. If Saturn had a shield, I'm sure he'd be running at me. So
Had just all 3 of you jumped him, one disables a shield, another person lands a hit, and the other person lands a hit, Dream would have been dead.
Yeah, but they don't know my health, dude. Like, if they knew my health, you're right, they should have engaged me even with the shield. But even then, maybe I could maybe still win that. All I have to do is just not get hit. I just block my shield, back up, place blocks. Like, I maybe could beat them even in that situation if they were chasing after me, especially down in a mine shaft. But they don't know that. They probably think I'm on full health. Like, why would I be charging at them if I was on 1 heart? It doesn't make sense.
For sure, there's just no way he would have survived that. Yet they all ran. It's just ridiculous. At 5:10, I just want to clear this up here.
That's just George just says that he's like, oh, he has armor.
Dream on 3.5 hearts, yet he takes a cut. We see that we see a cut right there, and then we see Dream now.
So it's not a suspicious cut. It's just a cut like, oh, he was low and then he cut later on. Like, I just cut because I wanted the music to fit. Like, that's literally all that happens. So I mean, like, I do that a lot. There's so many cuts, like, you'll see where it's like, why did he cut out like 1 second, and then it's like, oh wow, because the beat dropped on the next like hit or something, or the beat dropped whenever the beat dropped when he did like a cool jump or like an awesome play happened. Like I can't, because I don't compose the music and I don't have a composer to compose the music. It's all like music that's already put together. So I don't really get to control that much about the timing. Sometimes I edit the music. Actually, I've done that plenty of times, but some songs are much harder to like edit and stuff. And I want there to be like a drop at a certain point or something. And so in order to do that, I have to cut the clips or extend the clips instead of extending the music or cutting the music. So it's all about the rhythm. It's all about it's just all about how it goes. Like it needs to be smooth.
Has 2 chickens. This is not scripted. The amount of arrows
Thank you.
they got here, no, it's not from creative mode. If you trade with a Fletcher, it's very easy to get tons and tons of arrows. Builds out, pause here. Can you tell any difference between these 2 Striders?
Well, obviously not. Obviously, you're not going to be able to, because you're watching it through YouTube compressing it, my rendering compressing it, the recording. Like if you're watching the raw footage, I don't even think it looks as good as it does when you're literally playing Minecraft. Like obviously, I can tell the difference. Otherwise, I wouldn't have jumped into the lava pit not seeing that the Strider had a saddle on. Like obviously, that's not going to happen. So things look different when you compress. When you compress things, like obviously you can see how blurry that looks. Like, do you really think that's how my Minecraft looks? Like, look how blurry things are. Like, yes, my Minecraft looks like that when I play it. Like, no, it's like 10 times higher quality and like very clear. It's on my own monitor, not all the compression and everything. So obviously you can't tell the difference because of all the stuff that rendering does to it, that YouTube does to it and everything. So that's why it looks different to you. It's the same reason why if you watch the horse clutch, which he actually says, this horse clutch is legit. Like at some point, wherever he talks about the horse clutch, he's like, the horse clutch, it's right here.
Here is very much doable for someone like Dream. Hills biome, 30 minutes. I want to clarify something. Many people say this part is scripted. Looking at this is not.
Oh, so where's like the horse? Can you even tell that this is a horse? Can you tell that like this is a horse? They look like splotches. Like what can you like that? It's the same thing, but on my screen, it's very clear that this is the horse, right? So it's like, it's very different based on compression. Like, and he says this one's legit. He's like, this is very legit.
Scripted.
Shoot him! Kill him!
He says this is not scripted.
This is a plain hills biome, which
So
does he have a second ago? He has no saddle, right?
yeah, I didn't place a saddle. So basically, Striders can spawn with saddles. Now I'm not actually sure if this is a glitch in the version we were playing on, because there was a glitch at some point in Minecraft where Striders would just spawn with a saddle and no mob. But even if it wasn't, Striders can spawn with saddles with a like guy on top of them or something, and then that guy can suffocate in like blocks in the nether or just die somehow, like from a skeleton or something. I don't know exactly how it works. And then it's just a saddle. So that's what happened, I'm guessing. We were in the nether for a long time, so there was a lot of time for it to happen. It just had a saddle on it. So I didn't have a saddle. I didn't place it. It was literally just there. Like.
So had this Strider not had a saddle, had it not had a saddle, he would have instantly died.
Well, I wouldn't have instantly died. I wouldn't have jumped because I could see that it had a saddle. He's like, he would have, if there wasn't a saddle, he would have still jumped into the lava and died. like obviously not. If there wasn't a saddle, I wouldn't have even jumped. Like I would have stayed and ran around. Like I'm not gonna just be like, all right, I didn't just like YOLO it and was like, let's hope there's a 2% chance this has a saddle on it and just like jump into it or something. Like obviously I'm not gonna do that. Like I wouldn't have instantly died because I wouldn't have jumped at all.
I just don't get why he took this, unless of course this was already put here and just left here. I don't know. I just had to point this out as it affects my decision in the end, so I need to point this out. Now, what I wanted to point out is another ridiculous situation. Dream is on half a heart, and throughout this whole entire nether fortress, we don't see a single wither skeleton ever. Not a single wither skeleton.
So there's no wither skeletons, but I did come across Blaze, but there's no wither skeletons. But again, mob caps, first of all, mob caps. And second of all, wither skeletons are actually fairly rare to find in like the normal fortress biomes. Like wither skeletons spawn a lot in the nether, not the nether waste, in the basalt delta biomes. Like there's so many of them, and you can see in the manhunt before this, like he points out when there's like no mobs, but doesn't point out when there's so many mobs. Like if you watch the manhunt before this, which one? This is the finale rematch, so it'd be the finale, the 4 hunters finale. Wonder if this will come up. 4 hunters finale. I'm pretty sure maybe it was 4 hunters finale. I think it's the oh no, it'd be in the uncut one, which I did, which would have been 4 hunters finale. Yeah. Look at this. First of all, so many blaze.
I had to get some myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at this.
He's gonna get all the blaze rods now.
Watch this.
I'm gonna hurry. I'm gonna hurry.
Oh my gosh, this biome is 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5,
Get some myself.
6, 7,
I left it back.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Like if you can't cherry pick, like you can't say look at this video and say that and see that how there's no mobs there, but look at this video and there's like a billion mobs and not even mention the billion mobs. Like it's that's not fair. But the thing is, it just depends. Like I think that the reason that there's so many mobs here is one, the biome, because it's way more likely for wither skeletons to spawn in basalt deltas, and 2, the mob cap. I think that because I had just killed 2 of them, they probably were like above ground in daytime in the overworld, and I'm in the nether, so the mobs were like have an ability to spawn like infinitely. And also, I'm not 100% sure, but I think mob cap might be per world. And so if the mob cap is per world, it makes sense, because in this case, I'm the only one in the nether, which means I get all the mobs. And then in this case, of the one he's showing right now, everyone's in the nether. So I split the mobs with 4 other people. So I'd have 1/4 of the mobs I would usually have.
That nether fortress is so...
And imagine they're in like a basalt delta or something. That means they would have way more mobs, which means I would get like none. So
empty.
could be that,
It's got
or it could be just be that there happen to be no wither skeleton spawns because I'm not in like a biome where wither skeletons spawn very often.
people than the amount of friends I have. That's ridiculous. Like seriously, there's not a single mob here. And Dream manages to survive on half a heart. Oh man, I don't know.
I mean, I released again on the Minecraft Manhunt channel, guys. Go subscribe to it. It's called Minecraft Manhunt. It has a compass. I released the full uncut of this as well. You can watch from the beginning to the end. It's like 15 minutes. I'm on half a heart in the Nether. Not staged. No cuts. Didn't die. There just happened to be less mobs, or less mobs than I don't even think less mobs. There's like just not mobs didn't attack me, and there were blazes that attacked me, and I killed them. And if mobs did attack me, like he's acting like I would have died. Like I probably wouldn't have died. Like I have a shield. Like I can just shield, time my hits and block. Like I didn't die on half a heart in a pit with 15 angry piglins attacking me. And he's thinking I'm going to die on half a heart if like one wither skeleton happened to be there or something. Like it's not too much of a difference. Like, yeah, it might have, it might have mattered, but probably not, honestly. Where's that one? I kind of want to see that. 3 Hunters rematch, maybe.
Place to be.
No, not this one. 3 Hunters finale rematch? No, because this is in the update grand finale. Yeah, so it'd have to be 3 Hunters rematch, right? Oh, this is upsetting.
Was that close?
Oh, it's here.
Oh my god, there's so many. Oh my god. Oh my god, there
Like, I survived this. And he's like, there wasn't one mob, and he was on low health. He would have died. Like, I'm in a hole with 15 piglin on half, 1 heart and a half. On half a heart. And there's like 3 piglin, like, angry at me in a hole with me, and I didn't die. Like, you can't really say, like, well, it's so suspicious. Like, they turned down the mob spawns because then he would have died. Like, I don't know.
33-48. Here we see Sapnap just kill Dream's horse, right? I don't even want to get to this horse fight. This whole horse fight is just ridiculous. But then here we
Well,
just see.
I mean, the horse fight was kind of for content. Like we got to each other with horses, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, why not like joust? That's like super awesome, right? And I think he said like, let's joust or something, and then I just did because like, why would I not? That's amazing content. It's a 1v1. Like we can fight anyway. We had this awesome horse fight. And then I ended up like being, screw it, whatever. This has gone on for too long. I feel like you're stalling. I don't want them to catch up. I'm gonna kill your horse. I killed his horse. He killed mine, and then we just had a 1v1, like an actual 1v1.
Sapnap's horse die, right? Dream kills Sapnap's horse. He runs onto his own horse and runs away. But Sapnap here kills Dream's horse, right? I'm not gonna comment on how if he had hit Dream, if Dream would have died. But he kills Dream's horse, and then he runs.
Well, yeah, because Sapnap's probably low. And again, Sapnap doesn't know how much health I'm on. Like, that's the one, like, I'd say the number one criticism made by people of Manhunt is they'll say, like, why didn't they just hit him again? He's on half a heart, or on 1 heart, or on 2 hearts. But they can't see my health. They can't. They cannot see my health. So he has no idea if I'm on 8 hearts, 2 hearts. Like, yes, he's hit me twice, so we can assume I'm probably low, but he probably doesn't know I'm this low. And he's probably low himself. So he's most likely, his priority was killing the horse because he doesn't want me to get away and get a huge head start. But then the second priority to him was, I need to live. I'm probably really low. And he runs and he eats.
Runs away. He runs away. 1 hit on Dream, and Dream would have died, but he
doesn't know that. He doesn't know I'm 1 hit.
runs away. This just makes no sense.
Can you imagine? Just say that again. Say that again, but imagine you don't know my health. So just say, Dream has unknown health, and he ran away. Doesn't sound as ridiculous, does it? You just replace, every time someone says, he had this health and did this, just replace this health with just unknown. So Sapnap kills his horse. Sapnap kills his horse. He's on unknown health, and he runs away. Okay, that's not as ridiculous as you would think. He's on unknown health, and he runs away.
Right, now next point is in the same sequence. 448. Dream just killed Sapnap, right? Dream here just kills Sapnap, and just as he's about to get close to the stuff.
No, wrong. He points it out, but the time changes. So basically, I wasn't just getting stuff. I had already looted his stuff. I was like way more than mid looting. I took like a minute. I was looting it, and then they ran up. And the reason I cut was for intensity. Like, I'm not going to sit there and show me looting his stuff. That's like the dumbest thing ever. Like, why would I? All right, guys, let me just sit here. I'm looting his stuff. No one's talking. Look off. I don't care if you keep watching. I don't make videos for entertainment purposes or anything. It's fine. Like, obviously, I'm going to cut.
All the other hunters jump out. But now, if you watch the timing on this, if we just watch the timing on this timing is very interesting. There's a cut there, and the sun has seemed to have gone down for
It's like, there's a cut there, and time seems to have passed. It's oddly suspicious. It makes me think that Dream sat there waiting while time passed. Like, yes, I actually did. I sat there looting stuff, and time happened to pass because that's how time works. And then I got his stuff. They popped up. I ran.
few minutes yet, and then the hunters just enter. What I think happened here is Dream cut and waited for the hunters to come in, creating this intense situation where just as Dream's about to loot the stuff.
I might have the clip for this. If I do, I'll post it. I'll just post the uncut clip. Like, it's literally, there's nothing happens. It's just I loot for like 30 seconds and then they pop up. Like, that's literally it.
This is probably just for viewer attention, I guess. Yeah. At 42:07, I just needed to point this out. I really just needed to point this out. Like, this isn't a point. I just need to point this out. Sapnap, god damn it! Had you just hit Dream, Dream would have died.
Chat participation. Come on. What's the answer, guys? What's the response? Probably know by now. He said, if Sapnap would have just hit him one more time, he would have died. Chat. You need your participation points. He doesn't know. Finish the sentence. What's the fill in the blank? He doesn't know. He doesn't know his health. He doesn't know my health. That's why. That's the answer for like everything. But yeah, he doesn't know his health. But also, like, I'm like to the side, one block below him. There's a block between us. It's like a foot trap. Like, it'd be hard for him to hit me, first of all. And second of all, he doesn't know my health. So he probably thinks he might have to hit me 3, 4, 5 times. He probably thinks I have food. I just happen to have no food. That's why I didn't heal. Otherwise, I would have been on full health. So again, he has no idea what my health is. And it'd be really hard for him to hit me. So congratulations, chat. You got your participation points. This will all be on the test, by the way. This will all be on the test. I'm just letting you know. So you need to make sure you have your study guides, your notes out.
Like, seriously. And also, my last point on this whole entire thing is, on this Manhunt specifically, Minecraft Manhunts, this is final rematch. My final question about this one is, why didn't Dream post a full VOD for this one? There's so many.
Well, that's actually a good question. So the reason that we haven't posted the full VODs in the past, there's like a couple main reasons. One, so the first one is that it kind of pulls back the curtain, right? So whenever you watch a Manhunt, like you get all the intensity, you get all the intense scenes, and you have like, it's crafted into this like movie cinematic experience, and you watch the uncut, and it's like, you know, there's much times where we're just sitting there talking. We're not really doing anything. I'm just collecting stuff where it's super quiet. And there's also like I said, the server can crash. Just things that happen. We pause. We go to the bathroom. Like it kind of pulls back the curtain. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is that we have to be on our best behavior. Like we can't. Like obviously, I don't want to ruin my retention and stuff. So obviously we can't curse. We can't curse. We can't say inappropriate things. We can't say things I wouldn't want on my YouTube if I release an uncut. Or just things or we can't talk personal stuff. Like, cause during that downtime, we always like meme and talk personal stuff and curse and whatever during the downtime in the manhunts. And so it makes the manhunts like that one manhunt was probably the least fun to record. Like it was super fun still, but it was the least fun to record because we were like knowing, we're going to release this uncut. So let's just, we're not going to, we're not going to talk anything personal. We're not going to say anything we wouldn't want in the video. We're not going to say anything that doesn't want to go on YouTube, things like that. So that's why I'm not releasing any more in the future. Maybe I'll do another one just like down the line, like, but it'd probably be like 4 or 5 videos from now or something. That way it's like, okay, just again, it's pretty much just like, hey, here's proof this isn't staged. Just upload it again. But I think uploading one is enough because like crazy stuff happened. It was similar. It was like the same to all the other manhunts basically. It's uncut. You can watch it. You can see how things go. You can see the different progression, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why we didn't release it for the last one. It's just we'd rather just be ourselves, and we'd rather I would say be ourselves. I guess be ourselves, because like obviously when you're on YouTube, like if I want to say fuck or something, like I'm not gonna say it on YouTube because then it's gonna be like YouTube's good. I have a much more I have a much younger audience. I like not cursing in videos. I like not using language in my videos. I like being more PC in my videos. So like I'm like obviously we're still ourselves, like you can tell because you can see our streams and we're exactly the same people. The only thing is that we don't curse. We say less inappropriate stuff. We say less things that are less like brand friendly and stuff. If that makes sense. So yeah, that's what I would say. So I'd say that generally we just don't want to be like that. So, yeah. No, I said PC. PC. It's like what's it called? No, trust me. I mean PC, but PG would work too. But I do mean PC. PC's like what is PC? I know I do mean PC though. So I'm sure somebody knows what PC means. I'll look it up. Politically correct, yeah. Politically correct. That's what I'm saying. So we don't have to be more politically correct, which I guess I'm considering is like no cursing, no no saying anything inappropriate, no not talking about like your personal life, et cetera, et cetera. So That's what I mean. But yeah, so that's why we didn't release. It's you can't really. I mean, also you can't really say it's like suspicious. Like we don't have to release uncut if we don't want to. I only did it the one time because I was like, screw it. People, that will shut up a lot of people that think manhunts are fake. Obviously, like if there's a full uncut, then you're much more likely to be like. But now the things have shifted. It's shifted from it's fully staged to, well, they can see his health and they can see his health, and so they know not to kill him and like he sets the seed like that, so like it's shifted now from like a different accusation and then to a new accusation. Like eventually we're gonna be like using like some like API that like verifies the seed is random on like some website everyone can confirm and like I don't know. It's gonna be like this whole like all right, but no matter what, there's gonna be people that don't believe. We're people that don't want to believe no matter what. And this is the end of his video, so yeah. But yeah, so basically, no, obviously not staged. I'm sure you can, everything I've said here, you can go and verify independently from whatever I said. And mostly you don't need to, because I literally showed exactly why. I do want to do more manhunts on the Manhunt channel. I am going to be releasing a t-shirt soon. That's a Manhunt t-shirt that if you buy, you have a chance to be in a manhunt. Like going against me, I'll be speedrunning and you'll be like hunting me. Maybe you'll be hunting me with like George and Sapnap or something. Maybe George, Sapnap, Bad, and Ant. I don't know. Maybe 5 people. I don't know. But that's what I'm gonna do in the future. So I don't know when. Probably some point this month, maybe. But I do plan on doing that. So that'll be good. And the reason I made it a t-shirt is because it's cheaper. Like, it's like cheaper than a hoodie. And so more people can enter if they want to. So yeah, that's something I'll be doing. I do plan on doing manhunts with other people. I did offer Technoblade in the past to do a manhunt. I think that offer's still there. If he wants to do a manhunt, I'm down with doing a manhunt. I think that, but I will say this, I think it's a little unfair just because I think that it's kind of like him being like, hey, do you want to come do a Hypixel, do you want to play Hypixel mini games or something? It's like, oh yeah, let me embarrass myself or something. Like, I think that obviously if he spent a lot of time preparing and stuff, that he could do really, really well, because Manhunt is mostly about preparation. It really is. But then what would happen is, because it's a one-on-one, which is why I don't do the one-on-ones anymore, is because then I just try and focus more on PvP, right? So like it'd probably just be like I just go into an open field and just sit there and try and wait, and then Technoblade comes and then I open PvP him, run once, and then in this situation I'm assuming I beat him because I'm better at shield, and then I run away, and then I just do that repetitively because I don't need to come up with these clever traps. The reason Manhunt's so interesting is because I come up with these clever traps, right? And the reason I have to come up with these clever traps is because there's 4 people. I can't just like open field combat them. It wouldn't work, right? So that's why I think it'd be a lot less interesting than the average person, and yeah. So I think that's generally, that's why I wouldn't be that surprised if it didn't happen. If it did, maybe we'd do kind of like an exhibition type thing. Maybe we do it with some funny plugin or something, that way it's not too serious. Because also I feel like we don't want to reunite like that feud or something. Like, I would say I like Technoblade a lot. Obviously we joke with each other and joke about like MCC and the duel and whatever else, but like I consider Techno a friend, and I don't want to engage too much. I want it to be a friendly rivalry, I don't want to, like, because imagine if he beats me, then it's like I'm getting clowned on like, oh, he beat you in Manhunt, Dream's trash. And if I beat him, then it's like, yeah, is he Dream beat Techno's trash? Like, even though like he's out of his element in like a game that he hardly plays, so I would rather I'm less inclined to do it now than I used to. The reason I used to really want to do it, because I was like, oh, I can beat Technoblade, and then like I've beaten him, and like we weren't really like friends. Like, I guess we could say we were friends, but I was just like, oh, I want to beat him, and that's why I wanted to do the duel so badly too. And I don't feel that way anymore. Like, I don't have that same like, I want to crush Technoblade and beat him and whatever. And I will say he humbled me a little bit with the duel. I was going into that not expecting at all it to go the way it did. And I think I've totally, that side of me there is gone. Like, I honestly, I think of Techno as a friend, and I want to continue being good friends with him. But we could do a manhunt though. I could see us doing one. I'd be a little worried about it messing with our friendship somehow though. But yeah, definitely, like with Tommy, Quackity, Carl, like doing stuff like that on the Manhunt channel. That's why you guys should subscribe. I could see us doing that. So